In a small, dusty village, surrounded by golden fields, lived a poor boy named Arun. He owned nothing but a wooden cart, a few dreams, and a heart full of hope. Every morning, he pushed his cart from house to house, carrying sacks of grain for the farmers. His clothes were old, his feet were bare, but his eyes always looked beyond the horizon, dreaming of a life he couldn't yet touch. One hot afternoon, Arun sat under a shady tree, exhausted after hours of hard work. He watched the wealthy merchants ride past on their fine horses, their clothes clean, their shoes polished, their laughter echoing in the air. For a fleeting moment, a bitter thought crossed his mind. Why was I born poor? He whispered to himself. Why must I struggle just to eat? An old man, resting nearby, overheard his quiet lament and smiled gently. Do you really think you're poor, boy? He asked. Arun looked up, surprised. Of course, he replied, gesturing to his worn-out cart. I have nothing but this old thing. The old man picked up a handful of soil from the ground. Then start from here, he said wisely, because the greatest wealth you will ever own begins not in your hands, but in your mind. That night, Arun couldn't sleep. The old man's words echoed in his head. The greatest wealth begins in the mind. A spark ignited within him. What if I start dreaming bigger? He thought. The very next morning, he went to the bustling market and offered to carry goods for the traders. He worked harder than anyone else, never complaining, always smiling. Within a few weeks, he had saved a small handful of coins. Instead of spending them on himself, he made a bold move. He bought a second cart and hired another boy to help him. Months turned into a year. The same merchants who had once ignored the barefoot boy now respectfully called him Master Arun. Years passed. Arun, now a successful businessman, stood at the edge of his large warehouse, filled with carts, workers, and goods ready to be sold across many towns. A young boy, barefoot and shy, approached him. Sir, the boy said timidly, I want to work for you, but I have nothing. Arun smiled, a wave of memory washing over him. He placed a kind hand on the boy's shoulder and said, Then start with a dream. Because if you think small, your life will always be small. But if you dare to think big, the world will expand to match your thoughts. In life, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters what you believe. Your background doesn't define your destiny. Your mindset does. So think big, dream wide, and never let your empty pockets stop you from building a full life. Because, as Arun learned, you don't need money to start. You only need a big dream. If this story inspired you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every story here is a reminder that your greatness truly begins in your mind. Thank you for watching.